Session 196, Session 196, 6th October 2022. We didn't have a session yesterday, so 6th October 2022. Quran, the Word of Allah, an elaboratory translation by ex-Brigadier Muslim Sabullah. Today, by the grace of Allah, inshallah, Allah be willing, we shall cover two surahs, Surah 69, Surah Al-Haqqa, and Surah 70, Surah Al-Marij, in part 29. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Surah Al-Haqqa, the inevitable. Surah Al-Haqqa, meaning the inevitable. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin with the name of Allah, who is most gracious and tremendously merciful. Al-Haqqa 1. The Haqqa, the inevitable, is the day of resurrection. The Haqqa, the inevitable, is the day of resurrection. Malhaka 2. What is the inevitable? What is the inevitable? Vama adraka malhaka 3. And what will make you understand what the Haqqa inevitable is? What will make you understand what the Haqqa inevitable is? كذبت ثمود وعاد بالقارية 3. The Samud and Ad people denied the striking calamity. The Thamud and the Ad people denied the striking calamity. فَأَمَّا ثَمُودُ فَأُهْلِكُوا بِالطَّاغِيَةِ 5. As for Thamud, they were destroyed by the thunderbolt. وَمَا عَادٌ فَأُهْلِكُوا بِرِيحٍ صَرْصَرٍ عَاتِيَةٍ. As for Ad, 6. As for Ad, they were destroyed by a furious wind. سخرها عليهم سبع ليل ثمانية أيام حسوما فترى القوم فيها صرعى كأنهم أعجاز نخل خاوية. 7. Which he let loose on them for 7 nights and 8 successive days. Had you been there, you would have seen them lying overthrown as though they were hollow trunks of the palm trees, as though they were hollow trunks of the palm trees. فَهَلْ تَرَاهُمْ مِنْ بَاقِيَةٍ 8. Now, do you see any of them alive? وَجَاءَ فِرْعَوْنُ وَمَنْ قَبْلَهُ وَالْمُؤْتَفِكَاتُ بِالْخَاطِئَةِ 9. Pharaoh and those before him and the inhabitants of the overthrown cities also committed similar sins. فَعَصَوْا رَسُولَ رَبِّهِمْ فَأَخَذَهُمْ أَخْذَةً رَابِيَةً 10. And disobeyed the prophets of their Rabb. So he gripped them with a tight grip. إِنَّمَا طَغَى الْمَاءُ حَمَلْنَاكُمْ فِي الْجَارِيَةِ 11. Just consider the great flood of Noah. When the water rose high, we carried you, O mankind, in the floating ark. لِنَجْعَلَهَا لَكُمْ تَذْكِرَةً وَتَعِيَهَا أُذُنٌ وَاعِيَةٌ 1, 2. That we make that event a warning a warning for you, so that all attentive ears may retain its memory. فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ نَفْخَةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ 1:3. As for the doomsday, it shall come when the trumpet will be blown with a single blast, when the trumpet will be blown with a single blast. وَحُمِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ وَالْجِبَالُ فَدُكَّتَا دَكَّةً وَاحِدَةً 1:4. And the earth with all its mountains will be lifted up and crushed into pieces with a single stroke. And the earth with all its mountains will be lifted up and crushed into pieces with a single stroke. For Yoman's Waqatil Waqia 1:5. Then on that day shall the great event befall. Then on that day shall the great event befall. When Shakkat Isma Faya Ramazil Wahiyatu 1:6. And the heaven will be rent asunder. For that day the heaven will be frail and torn up. والملك على أرجائها ويعمل عرش ربك فوقهم يومئذ ثمانية 1:7. The angels will spread all around, and 8 of them will be carrying the throne of your Rabb above them. يومئذ تعرضون لا تخفى منكم خافية 1:8. That shall be the day when you will be brought before your Rabb, and none of your secrets shall remain hidden. فأما من أوتي كتابه بيمينه فيقول هاو مقرأ كتابية 1:9. Then he who will be given his book of deeds in his right hand will say, here it is, read my book of deeds. Then he who will be given his book of deeds in his right hand will say, here it is, read my book of deeds. Inni zanantu anni mulakin hisabiya 20. I knew that I would certainly face my reckoning. I knew that I would certainly face my reckoning. Huwa fi shati razia 2:1. So will have a life of pleasures. Fi jannatin aliya 2:2. In a lofty garden. Fatufaha daniya 2:3. With clusters of fruits within his reach. Kulu washrabu haniyam bima aslaftum fil ayam al khaliya 2:4. We shall say to him, eat and drink to your heart's content. This is a reward for what you did in the days gone by. This is the reward for what you did in the days gone by. وأما من أوتي كتابه بشماله فيقول يا ليتني لم أوت كتابيا. 2:5. While he who will be given his book of deeds in his left hand will say, misery to me, would that I had not been given my book of deeds. Walam adrema sabia 2:6, nor known what my account was. Ya laytaha kanatil qaziya 2:7, would that my death had ended all. Would that my death had ended all. Mama ani mania 2:8, my wealth has availed me nothing. Halaka Ghani Sultania, Halaka Anni Sultania, 2:9, and my authority has gone away from me. Khuzuhu faghulluhu 3:0, we shall say, seize him and put a chain around his neck. Summal Jahima Sallu 3:1, then cast him in the blazing fire. Then cast him in the blazing fire. ثم في سلسلة زرعها 70 ذراعًا فاسلكه. 3:2, then fasten him in a chain 70 cubits long. Then fasten him in a chain 70 cubits long. إنه كان لا يؤمن بالله العظيم. 3:3, for he did not believe in Allah, the Most High. ولا يحض على طعام المسكين, nor did he care to feed the poor. فليس له اليوم هاهنا حميم. 3:5, today he neither has a true friend here. ولا طعام إلا من غسلين. 3:6, nor any food except the pus from the washing wounds. لا يأكله إلا الخائتون. 3:7, when none but the wrongdoers, disbelievers, sinners shall eat, which none but the wrongdoers, disbelievers, sinners shall eat. فلا أقسم بما تبصرون. 3:8, so I swear by whatsoever you see. وَمَا تُبْصِرُونَ 3:9, and all that you cannot say. إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلُ رَسُولٍ كَرِيمٍ, that 40, that this is the word of a noble prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَمَا هُوَ بِقَوْلٍ شَاعِرٍ قَلِيلًا مَا تُؤْمِنُونَ. 4:1, it is not the word of a poet, little is that you believe. وَلَا بِقَوْلِ كَاهِنٍ قَلِيلًا مَا تَذْكَرُونَ. 4:2, nor is the Quran word of a soothsayer. Little admonition is that you take. Tanzilum min Rabbil Alameen. 4:3, this is a revolution from the Rabb of the worlds. This is a revolution from the Rabb of the worlds. ولو تقول علينا بعض الأقاويل. 4:4, had he, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, invented false statements concerning us, لَأَخَذْنَا مِنْهُ بِالْيَمِينِ 4, 5, who would have certainly have seized him by his right hand. ثُمَّ لَقَطَعْنَا مِنْهُ الْوَتِينَ 4, 6, then cut off his main artery. وَمَا مِنْكُمْ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِنَّهُ عَاجِزِينَ 4, 7, and none of you could prevent it. وَأَنَّهُ لَا تَزْكِرَةٌ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ 4, 8, surely this Quran is a reminder to the God-fearing. Surely this Quran is a reminder to the God-fearing. وَإِنَّا لَا نَعْلَمُ أَنَّ مِنْكُمْ مُكَذِّبِينَ 4, 9, we know that there are some among you who deny it. وَإِنَّهُ لَسَارَةٌ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ 5, 0, and for such disbelievers it will be indeed a cause of despair. وَإِنَّهُ لَحَقُّ الْيَقِينِ 5:1. Yet surely it is the absolute truth. Quran is the absolute truth. فَسَبِّحْ بِاسْمِ رَبِّكَ الْعَظِيمِ 5:2. So glorify the name of your Rabb, the Most High. That's the end of Surah Al-Haqqa 69. Now we begin with Al-Ma'arij, Surah 70th of Quran, continuing with part 29. Surah Al-Ma'arij, the ways of ascent, 70. Surah Al-Ma'arij, the ways of ascent. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, with the name of Allah, who is most gracious and tremendously merciful. Sala Salun Bezabim Waqayan. A questioner asks you about the punishment which is bound to happen. Lil Kafirina Laysa Lahu Dafim. 2. The punishment is for the disbelievers, and there is none to avert it, and there is none to avert it. Minallahi Zil Ma'arij. 3. It will come from Allah, the owner of the ways of ascent. Tarajul malaikatu waruhu alayhi fi yawmin kana maqdaruhu khamsina alfa sanati. 4. The angels and the Spirit ascend to him in a day, the measure of which is 50,000 years. Fasbir sabran jamila. 5. Therefore, endure with graceful patience. Innahum yawnahu ba'ida. 6. They see it, day of judgment, to be far off. They see it, the day of judgment, to be far off. وَنَرَاهُ قَرِيبًا. 7. But we see it quite near. But we see it quite near. يَوْمَ تَكُونُ السَّمَاءُ كَالْمُهْلِ. 8. On that day the sky shall become like molten brass. But تَكُونُ الْجِبَالُ كَالْعِهْنِ. 9. And the mountains like tufts of wool. And the mountains like tufts of wool. وَلَا يَسْأَلُ حَمِيمٌ حَمِيمًا. 10. Even a close friend will not ask of his friend. يَبَصَّرُونَهُمْ يَوَدُّ الْمُجْرِمُ لَوْ يَفْتَدِي مِنْ عَذَابِ يَوْمَئِذٍ بِبَنِيهِ. 11. Though they will see each other, to him save himself from the punishment of the day. The culprit disbeliever will wish to give his children وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَأَخِيهِ, one to his wife, his brother, وَفَصِيلَتِهِ الَّتِي تُوِيهِ, one three, his relatives who gave him shelter. وَمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا ثُمَّ يُنْجِيهِ, one four, and all that in the earth in ransom to save himself. Kalla innaha laza, one five, by no means it will be the fire of hell. Nazatan lil-shawa, one six, eager to pluck out his skull, eager to pluck out his skull. Tad'u man adbara wa tawalla, one seven, it will be calling all those who try to escape and turn their back. Innal insana khulika halua, one eight, who collected wealth and withheld it. Innal insana khulika halua, one nine, indeed man has been created impatient. Iza massahu sharru jazua, 20, when evil fails, my apologies, when evil befalls him, he becomes irritable, discontented. وَإِذَا مَسَّهُ الْخَيْرُ مَنُوًا, 2:1, but when blessed with good fortune, he becomes stingy. إِلَى الْمُصَلِّينَ, 2:2, with the exception of those who offer salah, prayers. الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَلَى صَلَاتِهِمْ دَائِمُونَ, 2:3, remain steadfast in their salah, prayers. وَالَّذِينَ فِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقٌّ وَمَعْلُومٌ, 2:4, set aside a known right in their wealth. Set aside a known right in their wealth. لِلسَّائِلِ وَالْمَحْرُومِ, 2:5, for the beggars and the deprived. وَالَّذِينَ يُصَدِّقُونَ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ, 2:6, and they accept the truth of the day of judgment. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ مِنْ عَذَابِ رَبِّهِمْ مُشْفِقُونَ, 2:7, and they dread the punishment of their Rabb. إِنَّ عَذَابَ رَبِّهِمْ غَيْرُ مَأْمُونٍ, 2:8, for none is secure from the punishment of their Rabb. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ, 2:9, and they guard their private parts, and they guard their private parts. إِلَىٰ آلَىٰ أَزْوَاجِهِمْ أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ إِيمَانُهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ غَيْرُ مَلُومِينَ, 3:0, except from their wives and those whom their right hands possess, for in their case they are not blameworthy. فَمَنِ ابْتَغَىٰ وَرَاءَ ذَٰلِكَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْعَادُونَ, 3:1, as for those who seek to go beyond this, they are transgressors. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِأَمَانَاتِهِمْ وَعَهْدِهِمْ رَاعُونَ. 3:2. Those who keep their trust and honor their promises. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِشَهَادَاتِهِمْ قَائِمُونَ. 3:3. Who stand firm in their testimonies. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَلَى صَلَاتِهِمْ يُحَافِظُونَ. 3:4. And strictly guard their salah. And strictly guard their salah. أُولَٰئِكَ فِي جَنَّةٍ مُكْرَمُونَ. That reminds me, the Prophet said that offer salah as if you are seeing God, or at least, if not that, offer salah that God is watching you all the time. أُولَٰئِكَ فِي جَنَّةٍ مُكْرَمُونَ. 3:5. It is they who shall live with honor in paradise. فَمَا لِلَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا قِبْلَكَ مُهْطِعِينَ. 3:6. What is the matter? What is the matter with the disbelievers that they are rushing towards you? عَنِ الْيَمِينِ وَعَنِ الشِّمَالِ إِذِينَ. 3:7. From the right and from the left in groups. أَنْ يَطْمَعُ كُلُّ امْرِئٍ مِّنْهُمْ أَنْ يُدْخَلَ جَنَّةَ نَعِيمٍ. 3:8. Are they each seeking to enter the garden of bliss? كَلَّا إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاهُمْ مِمَّا يَعْلَمُونَ. 3:9. By no means. Surely we have created them out of that what they, the disbelievers, know. فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِرَبِّ الْمَشَارِقِ وَالْمَغْرِبِ إِنَّا لَقَادِرُونَ. So I swear by the Rabb of the east and the west that we have the power. أَلَا أَن نُبَدِّلَ خَيْرًا مِّنْهُمْ وَمَا نَحْنُ بِمَسْبُوقِينَ. For one to destroy them and replace them with other better than them, and nothing can hinder us from doing so. فَذَرْهُمْ يَخُوضُوا وَيَلْعَبُوا حَتَّى يُلَاقُوا يَوْمَهُمُ الَّذِي يُوعَدُونَ. 4:2. Therefore, leave them to plunge in vain talk and blunder about until the face that day of theirs, until the face at that day of theirs which they are being promised. يوم يخرجون من الأجداث سرعا كأنهم إلى نصب يوفزون. 4:3. The day when they shall rush forward from their graves as if they were racing towards a goal, with downcast eyes and countenances distorted with shame. And the last verse for today, خَشْيَةً أَبْصَارُهُمْ تَرْهَقُهُمْ ذِلَّةٌ ذَلِكَ الْيَوْمُ الَّذِي كَانُوا يُوعَدُونَ. 4:4. Such will be the day which they are being promised. Such will be the day. 4:4 will be the day which they are being promised. Surah Al-Marad 70 also ends here. We'll continue with part 21 and inshallah Surah Nuh 71 Surah tomorrow with the grace of Allah. Please help me. Please pray for me. Ex-Brigadier Mustan Sadullah.